Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today it's going to be a little bit different to how you would usually see my video because we are starting with a presentation. Yes, we're going to go through this PowerPoint, which is just about the history of trams in Adelaide before we actually watch the video, just so you understand a few things. So, the first thing, I'm just going to say the tramways originally started operating in 1878, with different private companies operating horse trams around Adelaide, and then in 1901 there was really insufficient capacity for this, and there was lots of issues like manure from the horses and on the unsealed roads this wasn't very great, so trams were then bought out by the government in 1907 and fully electrified by 1914. You can go read Wikipedia to learn more. You can see the link in the top right of this image, which is also the page of this information. Didn't really write much, but we're just going to get through this quickly. So this was the electric network in the 1950s. On the right you can see the image, and yeah, it was really very extensive. You could go in many different directions. Over 300 trams operated on that network for 75 years, some of them, but then motorized buses became a big competition for the trams because they were faster, and so eventually the trams are phased out, replaced by trolley buses or just normal buses, and the only line that remained was the Glenelg tram line, which you can see on there from the center to the bottom left on the map. So this is basically what happened in most Australian cities. They all used to have a tram network, but then most of them got removed just because buses were better. I don't know the exact history of why the Glenelg one remained successful. I guess just because it's such a major area, but yeah, and you can do further reading about it. Or visit the museum in St Kilda, like in person in Adelaide, which is where I went to, and they have so much information there. But I didn't make a video on that, sorry. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. So, the modern day expansions of the network. So after all the tram lines closed except the Glenelg one, they were only running between the Victoria Square stop in the CBD and Glenelg. On the 14th of October 2007, there was an expansion all the way up through the city, and then after it got up to Adelaide railway station, the new line turned to the west and continued to the City West station, the Adelaide tram stop, not the Perth one, which opened on that date. It was then further extended to the entertainment center in early 2010. And then some quite recent expansions on the 13th of October 2018, literally one day before the 11th anniversary of that first expansion to City West. They opened the extensions to Botanic Gardens in the east and the little Spur line to Festival Plaza or Festival Center, which is just there because they didn't want to be modifying the major intersection again when they wanted to expand further to the north. So they just built that now, so they already have a four-way intersection, but it actually hasn't been expanded yet, so it's a very dumb spur line. I'll show you on the map in a second. And there's been many other proposals for extensions, like onto the places like the airport and many other suburbs, of course North Adelaide, as I was just saying, and also to replace the aging diesel train lines instead of electrifying them, turning them into light rail, and then having further spur lines off to more major areas like Henley Beach, West Lakes, and the centre of Port Adelaide. That would be what would happen if the Outer Harbour and Grange lines got converted to trams, which we don't know yet what's going to happen. Still nothing, just being run by diesel trains. Anyway, here is the current network map. As you can see, you've got the long Glenelg tram line operating from Mosley Square next to the beach in Glenelg, which you can see in the bottom left, over here, all the way up to the city. And then in the city there are three separate directions that the trams can go in. They can go straight ahead to the little stop at Festival Plaza, very short, that is, only like 200 meters from this four-way intersection. But that is the blue line, which only operates on weekends and special events, as you can see up there. Otherwise, you can use the Red Line, which terminates usually at the Royal Adelaide Hospital, with an occasional services continuing to here. But otherwise, you should use the yellow one, which remains fully within the city and goes along here to get around there. Trams are free within the city area, as you can see on here. This blue color denotes they're free, and also these 3 stops. And all the other ones, it's not free, and you also have to request if you want to get off with pressing the bell, so it doesn't have to stop all the time for no one. And yeah, what else? Oh yeah, here you actually can't turn right here, and you can't turn right here, and you can't turn left here, like if you can follow my cursor. You can't do that because it's only made for going straight across or doing this turn here. And then there's also 2 more left turns from here to here and from here to here. So from Festival to Botanic and Botanic to Rundle Mall, which are only used by a special Purple Line service operating from South Terrace up to the Festival Plaza, then turning around, going to Botanic Gardens and back to South Terrace, only in March during the Fringe Festival. That's called the Adelaide Loop Tram. I'll talk about it later. Anyway, quickly, let's talk about which trams they actually have now. So over the years, in the past, they had many different types. There's a whole Wikipedia article about all the types of trams that they had, and like so much details. I'll leave it in the description. But the current trams that they have are these ones, which you can see in the picture here. You might be asking why it's snowy. That's because they were built in Germany, and this is the image of when it was built in Germany, the 100 series trams. The first 3 arrived in Outer Harbour, Adelaide in November 2005. One of them was actually damaged and never entered service and was just used for spare parts. But the rest arrived in Port Melbourne, not Outer Harbour, and then were delivered to Adelaide by road, but did a lot of testing on the Melbourne tram network, which would have been so weird if you lived there seeing these trams running around there. So yeah, they entered service between 2006 and 2012, and there are now 15, and they're all stored at the Glenelg Line, I don't know how to say that, depot, the tram depot for Adelaide, located quite close to Glenelg. And then the other type they have is the 200 series, which was built in France, originally meant for a Spanish network, which you can see in the background. These are the trams they have, but this is the livery for the Spanish network. You can see it doesn't have the Adelaide stuff on it, in a Spanish depot. But they had an excess of these, so they just sent them to Adelaide via Melbourne as well, entering service mostly in 2009, but then another 3 entered service in 2017, so those are quite new. They are longer, have more capacity, but less seats overall. Sorry, I was meant to say seats. And yeah, they're mainly used on the Botanic Gardens, the Yellow Line, throughout the city in peak periods. Also stored at the same depot, of course. And there's only 9 of these. Yep. So overall there is 24 trams that they have currently in service. And then this is one of the old trams they had before, which you can dub as the 300 series, even though it's way older. But it was in service for like over 70 years, and they were still operating up until 2013. On the network regularly, which would have been so weird. Like, Adelaide's really behind. First of all, they don't electrify their train lines, and then look at this. This is what they had running around in the year 2013. Like, what? That looks like a heritage tram, like from 1950. I mean, it was. But after that, they just stored them in the depot for quite a few years before they realized that they really don't need them anymore. They brought in those extra 3 200 class trams, and then these were taken to the St. Kilda Museum I mentioned before. So within 5 years, they went from being in operational service to just sitting in the museum doing nothing. I don't know why they're called 300 series. Maybe that's just a Wikipedia mistake. But yeah, that's what also used to operate, but it doesn't anymore. Patronage. So the Adelaide trams are actually used very well. It's probably the, like, not overall busiest, but I'd say if you get on any tram vehicle, there's going to be more people on it than if you get on any train or bus in the city, in terms of the capacity of the vehicle, like how full it is, the percentage. Sorry, I'm complicating that, but yeah, especially since the 2007 city extensions, they are very well used now, often full in peak periods, and on weekends they're like really full as well. And then they introduced free travel in 2014, as I said before, in the Adelaide and Glenelg CBDs, quadrupling the patronage and reducing congestion. So very good. This is why trams are actually really great as a mid-tier transport form through CBDs and nearby important areas like Glenelg, which in Perth would be Scarborough, but now they're building, considering doing trackless trams to Scarborough in Perth, as they see how successful trams are, but it's quite expensive, of course, when you could just have a bus or a little bit more advanced with a trackless tram. We're not going to go in deep into that though. Yeah, so there are about 10 million annual boardings on the tram network. And yeah, finally, the services I already mentioned. Red Line from Glenelg to Royal Adelaide Hospital. Some services do start near the depot in peak. And the Blue Line is just really a branding thing. It's the same as the Red Line, just that it doesn't do the little section in the city to the hospital and instead goes to the festival Plaza on weekends. Orange Line is the City Line. Purple Line is that shuttle for the Fringe Festival going around. And yeah, trams are free and they run very frequently, 10-minute intervals on most parts of the network, even on weekends, which it's not something you really see in Adelaide. A lot of buses are hourly or 2-hourly, and the train lines are half-hourly or even hourly, so it's very good that at least the trams are good. Yeah, so that's great. And that's it. I just introduced you quickly about the whole thing with trams and in Adelaide. So now you can enjoy the video where I explore all of the tram lines, travel past all of the stations, and just talk about it. And I'm probably going to repeat some of the things I just said, but that's all the stuff that I knew when I was there. Now I researched a little bit more, but I mostly knew everything anyway. I just wanted to give you a general overview before we started that part of the main part of the video, so you understood, because a lot of you are probably Perth viewers, which are just watching this as my holiday to Adelaide. But if you are Adelaide viewers, welcome. I'm happy to provide transport videos for you, because there aren't really many, and I know there are some people interested in it, as you can see by my Perth fan base, so I hope you enjoy the video. Yeah, this is just a cool image I took at the Glenelg terminus, where they sometimes go further than the actual terminus platform, further and like basically 50 meters from the water on the beach, and then they just park there, drivers go out, they go to the toilet, to the restaurant, and the tram's just sitting there, and then you can get a great shot like this as you look up at it. And I know a lot of people say they look rather skinny, and they are, but it's not actually as noticeable in person. I don't know why the image makes it look so skinny. But yeah, a nice image there. Anyway, no more waffle now. Let's start the video. Make sure you read the Wikipedia articles if you want more information on everything I just said. They will be in the description. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are in Glenelg, right at the beach, at the coast there you can see the western point. And here is the terminus for a lot of buses just around the corner there. And also the terminus for the main tram line, which runs from the city to this small one-stop terminus in Glenelg. And also this little layover bay here if any tram has to wait. So we got a 100 class here, let's hop on board. Empty tram. spin.
The next stop is Jetty Road. Stop 16. Exit on the left in the direction of travel. For your safety, please hold on at all times while the tram is moving.
out the front of Adelaide Station, a very busy Adelaide railway station tram stop. 100 class tram for Royal Hospital just departed. Here's a 200 class tram to the entertainment centre. These ones look much cooler.
Stop is Art Gallery. Exit on the left in the direction of travel. For your safety, please hold on at all times while the tram is moving. Allocated spaces must be vacated for passengers with a mobility aid. Look for the signs and choose your space kindly.
That's something you can't have to pay for. You're lucky if you're not lucky. You don't have to be lucky. Mas quando eu li, this is what happened all the time. First of all, second of all, everything smells. Talk to them. Eu não sei violating the rules of drinks, você se acha we narrowly missed the idea of trying.
The next stop is University. Exit on the left in the direction of travel. Priority seats for passengers with disability or pregnant or less able to stand are located near the doors on trams. Someone else may need that seat more than you do.
Botanic Gardens tram terminus. End of the line there. Can't go any further. It's a very short line, this. Just runs from Entertainment Centre in the city to Botanic Gardens, covering 3 unique stations in the east and the section that the Glenelg to Royal Adelaide Hospital doesn't do unless it's early morning or late evening. But still takes quite a while. And the stations are so close together, you can already see the next one just up there. heading back to the entertainment center now.
The next stop is City West for Uni SA Campus, Adelaide Convention Centre and Health and Biomedical Precinct. Exit on the right in the direction of travel. Priority seats for passengers with a disability or pregnant or less able to stand are located near the doors on trams. Someone else may need that seat more than you do. The next stop is Royal Adelaide Hospital. Exit on the right in the direction of travel. To stop at Theberton, please request now. Exit on the right in the direction of travel. Allocated spaces must be vacated for passengers with a mobility aid. Look for the signs and choose your space kindly. to stop at Benithan Park. Please request now. Exit on the right in the direction of travel. Priority seats for passengers with a disability or pregnant or less able to stand are located near the doors on trams. Someone else may need that seat more than you do. The next stop is the Entertainment Centre. This tram terminates here.
This is the Entertainment Precinct tram stop, the terminus of the Botanic Gardens line, Botanic Garden to Entertainment Centre. There's also the very occasional limited service to Glenelg, as you can see, but that's like only at night, late at night, and early in the morning. Yeah, so otherwise you have to transfer at Royal Adelaide Hospital or the train station or the City West stop. Anyway, you can see the whole yellow line right there. So this is the entertainment center. The whole yellow line takes 20 minutes, even though it's only through the city. And then look at that big thing there, Adelaide Entertainment Center, some little bike shed, and all this district, just entertainment, as I already said, like a nightclubbing district, I guess. It's a nice place. That's a tram stop right there. And also you can transfer to trains from here at Bowden train station, which is just over here, really not that far away, although of course you could just get on at Adelaide Central Station. But this is one stop out of Adelaide on the Outer Harbour and Grange lines at Bowden. So if you want to transfer to trains, you can also do that here. Here we are, this is Bowden Station, just a little walk away. Oh, the train's already here. You know, it doesn't say 0 minutes yet. Hello everyone, today we're in the Adelaide CBD and it's time to do the last tram section which I haven't ridden, which is this very small stop over to Festival Plaza, only served on weekends, public holidays and special events. It's pretty pointless that it exists because you could easily walk to Festival Plaza from like Adelaide railway station tram stops, so it doesn't really make sense, but it's a provision for a future extension further to the north into North Adelaide. But at the moment we just have all these termini so close to each other in Adelaide CBD. Entertainment Centre, Royal Adelaide Hospital, Botanic Gardens and Festival Plaza, all within about 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers of each other. So yeah, there's a 200 class tram coming today. This is the first time I'll be filming on one. This is the newer tram type, which there's less of. However, it's harder to film out the front of it, so I don't like that. But anyway, look at this cool feature. When this traffic light goes green, you have the entire intersection to walk across, and then 26 seconds to do it. You can go diagonally if you want. So here's our tram, 204, a 200 class, as I said. We're gonna get on here. That's Rundle Mall. And here's 104. This one's going to Glenelg. So on weekends, the trams from Glenelg, every second one goes to Royal Adelaide Hospital and every other one goes to Festival Plaza. It's funny how the number system works here. So you have the first number, which is the class of tram, which is 1 as the 100 class, and then the other two make the unique tram identifier. So that's 104, and here's 204. There's actually also a 300 class, and I think they have like 2 300 class trams, but they're not in service at the moment. I don't know what they look like, they're just stored in a depot. Anyway, here's our tram to Festival Plaza. It's only one stop, but it's hard to film out the front on the 200 class. It's just down there, straight ahead of the intersection instead of left or right like a Botanic Gardens service would do.
He was very sweet, very nice people. Lovely. That's good. No. You probably saw Festival Plaza when you were here off the boat. Oh, yeah. But otherwise, you'll be seeing it. Okay. Just a quick look. It's incredible, isn't it?
The next stop is Festival Plaza. This tram terminates here.
Crossing the intersection. Over there is the train station.
It's lovely, isn't it? That's that new football stadium.
Oh, lovely.
I think we're this side this time, Joe.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not there yet. But if you get up now, you'll save yourself some.
Here we go, Festival Plaza. Extremely pointless spur off the main line up there. Really doesn't make sense. It's like 200 meters and then you just come to this random terminus. And it's meant to be like for special events at the Adelaide Oval over there, but you still have to walk a fair bit. So like, you could just walk from the main line. There's no point. And look at this, weekends and Adelaide Oval event days. 20-minute wait, 40-minute wait from 8:30 p.m. onwards. It's so limited. You can see it's so random, just that little stop there. Anyway, this is the final section I didn't ride. A super short section up from, well, down the hill from the train station, which is just around the corner. Like, most of the people on this tram didn't even realize they was going to Festival Plaza. They were just like, oh well, we'll just walk back then. They don't even care, because literally 200 meters. No one uses this. This has got to be the most pointless tram stop on the network. And to call this a whole separate line, because you got the red line from Royal Adelaide Hospital to Glenelg, the yellow line from Botanic Gardens Entertainment Centre, and then they say they have a third line, which is the blue line from the Festival Plaza to Glenelg. That's just stupid. A whole new line because of this one station. There's the tram heading to Glenelg now. Anyway, that's it. We'll just hop back on, I guess. It's gonna be empty anyway. Actually, it's already departing. I got back too soon, too late. Off it goes, 200 class, 204, back to Glenelg. What a pointless service, absolutely empty. And now you can see the terminus right here, just random buffers and nothing. Oh well, at least there is a tram system. Even if it was just one stop between Rundle Mall and here, I'd be happy. Because trams are so cool and I'm so sad Perth doesn't have them. Now I can walk on the tracks, there's no tram here for 20 minutes. Don't know when they ever use platform 2, probably only when it's busy on event days and maybe on like when there's delays. It's a 40-minute travel time to Glenelg, which is crazy, honestly. Takes so long, the tram, but it's fun. Here's a bus as well, 208. Have no idea about the bus route still. Walking on the tram tracks. 15 speed limit. I see another tram up there at the intersection. It's very busy up there. Let's head up to the main tram intersection and take a bit of a look around. The main intersection in Adelaide, 4 ways. There's actually a secret 4th tram line which does some sort of loop service from Victoria Square, or no, yeah, whatever it's called, to Festival Plaza, then turns left to Botanic Gardens and back left again to Victoria Square. But that's only during the Fringe Festival, the Adelaide Festival, which you can see right there, 3rd to 19th of March. That's when it operates, that run, and that's actually the purple line. Only 1 month of the year. So it'll be cool to see that line as well one day. But I won't be able to this time. It's the only line to turn left at that intersection up there, except for when the service is going from Glenelg to the hospital. Why is this traffic light taking so long? Oh, there we go. It was so annoying. Stupid 5-second crossing was taking 2 minutes to go green. Anyway, let's head up. Look at this, there's like special event bus services departing from this main road here on Adelaide Oval days. It's like the equivalent of Perth Stadium special services, but it's just on the main road. And look how far away it is from the stadium. Pretty stupid. Anyway, we're nearly at the intersection now. So, here's a bus. So as I said, it's a 4-way intersection. Botanic Gardens Yellow Line services cross west-east across it, while Festival Plaza services cross north-south, and then the red line, which is the main line, turns from the south to the, like, does a left turn like that or a right turn like that around past the train station, which is right here, that building. So let's see if we can see any trams doing the turn. It's very interesting when they go around the bend. Here we go. It's a mess of wires above this intersection to cover all the turns. There's a 200 class on the Botanic Gardens orange line. So you can see all the tracks right now. We'll take a nice look. So the, as I said, blue line goes across like that, yellow line goes across like that, red line does turns like that. So there goes the 200 class 207 now, straight across the intersection. And as you can see, there's this unused left turn here from Festival Plaza to Botanic Gardens, only used with that special purple line. Same with the left turn there from Botanic Gardens to Rundle Mall, around the corner. So only 200 classes today. I see another one just down there. It gets pretty busy here with all three lines passing through this intersection. And it's the only four-way crossing in Adelaide. But it's a very nice one. I just love the fact that they have a tram system, no matter how stupidly small it may be, with all these termini so close to each other here. Okay, we're gonna end the video now. You've seen the intersection and the wires. This is the Adelaide CBD, although it's pretty rainy today. Now I'm gonna try to find an O-Bahn bus and go on the O-Bahn for the first time ever, which is very special, but I'll make another video for that. And just as I arrive at Rundle Mall, it's been 20 minutes already. There's another Festival Plaza service here. And everyone gets off because of the quick trip to Festival Plaza. Already departing. Okay. Let's see what this Rundle Mall is actually all about. Let's pretend for a second that this is William Street. Trams have been implemented into Perth. Look at this. And right here would be the Murray Street Mall. Perth Underground would be right here, now replaced by a restaurant. This is the new Murray Street Mall. It's funny. It seems very similar. Anyway, it's the Rundle Mall.